very happy already. Look. Okay. Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today. Very good. I'm very happy to be here again in Rishikesh. It's beautiful, holy place. But I remember saying last time when we came that it is so beautiful here in Rishikesh, the foothills of the Himalayas, they say. But we have not come to visit Ganga necessarily. For that's not our goal. But to gather here to clarify, to recognize, to experience, not in terms of experiencing coming and going, but to clarify in such a profound way the nature of self in its unfading light, to discover our true nature beyond any doubt. And I'm very, very happy for that to come, because what I am proposing, what I'm here to point out, is beautifully simple. Therefore, it is not requiring that we are embarking on some strenuous years and years and years of practice also. All paths are good. But if truth is authentically what it claims to be, infinite, eternal, unchanging, then it must be here now. Would you not agree? It must be here now. It cannot be in some divine vault to be opened at some point in the future. The sages of various religions and expressions who have themselves discovered this indicated to mankind, it is here, but you are searching for. Whether you call it the Supreme Lord of the universe or the Absolute Consciousness, it is ever present, unchangingly, fresh, alive. And good news, it is to be discovered within your own self also. So, I'm starting like this. I'm not starting with a chant. I'm starting clearly to point out the intention of why we're here. Now, many people perhaps are going to be new to this exploration or introspection. So if during this time you find that it doesn't quite connect with your way of thinking, don't panic about it. Because the truth is not limited to verbal expression only. The truth is spirit, not merely words. Words, even in their truth, they arrive out of and are supported by spirit. So I feel very good about this. I feel very happy. So many beings have come even on the first day. And so, big, big welcome. Please don't be afraid of me, and as much as possible, if you ask questions, you want to ask questions, then please come, and I would prefer that we don't start so much with like domestic questions and so on, but come as though like it was most important that you discover what your heart longs to discover. If you were only allowed one question, then really ponder deeply over what this question could be. If I had to ask one question, really that would satisfy my heart's yearning, what kind of question would it be? Or would it even be a question at all? You know? If you come with this attitude, then I am sure that you will find something that will bring some level of peace or contentment within yourself. But more than this, I'm saying that what the Buddhas discovered, what Christ discovered, what Krishna, Lord Shiva, Rama, Sri Ramana Maharshi, Papaji, Nityananda, all the saints and the sages, not only of India, but in any part of the world that they've discovered, it is not something separate or apart from what you are essentially. So therefore, you have an advantage. You don't need any external tools. Just a heart that is open and willing to go all the way. And all the way is not a physical distance, it's not a physical journey. The physical journey is only itself a metaphor for the realization of the true. If you want to say it's a journey from here to here. We can put it like that. And I hope somehow that sufficient competence is here to help to facilitate that seeing as soon as possible. But along the way, it will be experienced, of course, because another thing with something that is so direct and is not dressed up in a lot of noise is that it will bring forward whatever we are consciously or unconsciously suppressing, which is not in harmony with the truth. And so sometimes resistances will be felt, doubts will come, naturally. If there were no doubts, if there was no resistance, if there was no curiosity, if there was no urge, if there was no fire at all, you'd either be dead or free. You see? So things will move and you'll feel, oh my God, I'm not sure about this and all of this kind of stuff. If you do feel like that, my encouragement is, please come forward. Don't follow your mind and say, no, it's not for me, I'll just go away and whatever. I feel if you genuinely are searching, you'll find all of what is arising here is for you. So with that in mind, I have myself come. I did not plan to speak what I said just now. It is this is how it is. I did not have any speech even for first day. I don't do it. We come and we see what arises out of this moment. You see, myself, I'm listening to my own speaking. You see, and you will see that your life unfolds in front of something in quite the same way. Your interactions, even the most intimate ones, you will find that there are something unfolding on the screen of consciousness and that there is something which is not on the screen. There's something which is not on the screen that even your very self, as you appear to your mind, as a person relating to other beings and talking about the past and what you want to do and how much you meditate and all these things, you will see that that also is somehow some phenomenon appearing on the screen of consciousness. And when I say the screen of consciousness, ordinarily we are thinking about a screen as something that looks like this, or a screen on which you watch a movie or something like that, a two-dimensional screen. But the screen that I am speaking about is all of this. It's a three-dimensional screen which we call life. That life itself is unfolding in the presence of an intelligence, a spirit, you may say, of being, which is announcing itself in this body in the form I am. All beings know this sense, I am. But what we take the I am to be will determine who you are and how deeply you will explore into your own divine nature. Human beings cannot merely be flesh and blood. A human being cannot merely be flesh and blood and conditioning. Even all the beings, all the animals and insects also, they are mostly flesh and blood. Some don't have much blood, cold blood they say or whatever. But they are that and intelligence also. But in the human form, consciousness, God expresses itself with the most capacity. And this capacity we are going to look with and in to discover. And don't be feeling that somehow it is a blasphemy to look deeply, that it is blasphemy to look so deeply. Who gives you the power to introspect, to reflect, to contemplate, to meditate, to discover, if not the Supreme Being? So if a human being say, "Oh no, it's not our way. We should only listen. We should not look." You see, then it means that you have the capacity to look, but you have the fear to look, and then you will create a God of fear rather than a God of love. So, welcome to Satsang. Welcome to Satsang. Om Namah Shivaya. Om. Om Shri Arunachala Shiva. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Ramanaya. Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Punjaji. Om. Shri Buddha, Shri Christ, Shri Krishna, Shri Nisargadatta Maharaj, Shri Ananda Mahima, Shri Yogi Ram Surat Kumar, Shri Mahadev Ki, Shri Guru Nanak Ki, Shri Ram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all beings who've come in search of the truth come swiftly to the full realization of the pure self in the heart. May wisdom flower inside your heart, and grace, true compassion. May all who meet you on the way be deeply moved, inspired by your openness, light, peace, wisdom, grace. So be it. Om Shanti, 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 Om. Namaste. Thank you. So, okay. Okay. Please, okay. Good, come.
feel this love bursting out of me as soon as you walked in the room.
Very good.
Tears, just doing what tears do. Deep gratitude, Mooji, for coming last year and for opening your heart to me. And this being is all yours. Every ounce inside is yours, and pouring gratitude.
Very good. Very good. Very good. It's possible to turn this one down a little bit? Okay, thank you. Down to- Yeah. Okay. Maybe following her after, you can come after. Thank you. Come on.
This is my first time ever coming to you.
That's good.
I have been meditating for a long, long time, almost 30, 35 years. But it seems that I am still up here, not here.
Okay.
I have read Nisargadatta Maharaj for almost 11 years. And yet I find I'm stuck somewhere.
You find you're stuck somewhere. Okay.
Yes, there is no
Okay.
progress. So I'm here in your feet for your help and your guidance.
Yes. Yeah. You know, it's very simple, really. It's very simple, really. You see? What it means also that you to be stuck only means what you make it to mean also. I want to point it very clearly because I don't want to give you any kind of metaphysical responses and so on, because it is simple enough, in fact. My pointing is like this. Even if you come to a sense whereby you feel, I'm stuck. First, what it mean? What does it mean, I'm stuck? Will you say something of it? What it means, I'm stuck? Huh?
It seems that intellectually I understand that I'm not just this physical body.
Yes.
There is that pure being that's helping me to perform all the actions in the world.
Yes.
And yet when I sit down to meditate...
What about is that pure being that is not helping you to perform, but it is the pure being
performing.
that is expressing itself
Exactly.
in this body? Okay.
And yet when I sit down to meditate,
Yes.
there are so many thoughts that mind doesn't go into silence at all.
Yes.
So when I come out of it, I feel physically better, but there is no depth to it, I find.
Okay. So, like many people, when they go to meditate, sometimes they find that the mind is even more noisy than when they didn't meditate.
Yes.
Many people, when they go to meditate with the intention to meditate, everything is put right. You find a nice, quiet place. You sit down. Some people light their candles and incense, and they switch off their phones, and they close the door, and all this thing, get ready, but can't close mind. The mind is and I want to just address this thing also. Okay? So, mind is saying, well, not in the mood, basically. Okay? Something wants to meditate, but how about a pizza? You know? How about this thing? And oh yeah, you forgot to send your email, and oh, the children are coming this afternoon, and we've got to get ready, and how much time have I got, and all this stuff can happen. It's not uncommon thing to happen. Okay? So, are we meditating to control the mind? You see? Okay. You said no?
Yes.
Okay, then what?
I meditate to be in touch with myself.
Yes. Okay, and also you are already yourself. I want to show you just how simple it is, actually. Even during the intention to meditate, even the intention to meditate is itself observed, the intention to meditate and the sense of intrusion of mental activity coming in, that is also observed, isn't it? The intent to meditate and the intention to get to a place that your meditation is aimed at or something, that is also observed or not?
Yes.
Yes. So, the meditation and the meditator and the intention of the meditation itself is observed from where? Isn't it by the very same place that the intention of the meditation is trying to reach?
That is correct, but then
No, I wonder if we can look at it like that.
but it feels like that I'm always on the surface.
You're always on the surface.
Yes.
That's also thought.
Yes.
A thought comes and says, but you can't go deeper, darling, can you? You see? What precisely is the depth of the self? At what level will you go and then you go, self? Because these are thoughts also appearing in the self. These are thoughts, I really want to try and convey this, that these themselves are thoughts arising in the very consciousness, in the awareness that you are.
But shouldn't it be the clarity that, oh, these are just the thoughts, but I am not that?
No, that's also a thought. Unneeded, not needed also. Can we just look, it's not a joke at all. But by all means, we can laugh at it because, in a sense, you're only clarifying something that we have been made to believe. Yeah, I said some time ago, I am before the idea that I needed to remember myself or that I could forget myself was believed. Again, I am.
Yes.
Before the idea that I needed to remember myself or that I could forget myself was believed.
Yes.
You did not wake up and then put consciousness, wake up. No, the very waking up arises in consciousness. You are there. Nobody taught you to be I am. The sense I am is natural, synonymous with consciousness. So when you feel the sense I am, take it for granted that that indicates consciousness. The consciousness is here. Now you say that there are certain things that should be in place if indeed I have reached the goal of my meditation, which should be like what, for instance?
The difference between the way you live your life and the way I am so caught up in small little things of the world.
Yes, the difference is I don't live my life.
Exactly.
What I mean is that I'm life, like you are life. The idea, we have a lot of ideas that I am doing things which are just happening. I'm
How
not
to
doing.
reach that understanding?
It is already there. What needs to happen is that we begin to recognize that there are many things that are suggested in the mind to do which are already done. You see? And if we don't get it, we keep going around in circles. You see? Trying to find the end of the circle. Just for a moment, open up some space to feel that I could probably be true about it. Because the feeling is that, okay, you say I've meditated for many years, 30 years or something like this.
Yes.
I totally respect your intention to do this, and it is a virtuous thing to try and meditate and to come to that level of clarity whereby your life is unfolding spontaneously, you can say like that, and perceiving of your very master himself, Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, what he say, that you know intuitively that you exist, and secondly, that you are perceiving. This is something you did not do anything about. You can acknowledge, you can admit, I am. I know I am. I don't need another agent, another person to tell me I am. I spontaneously know that I am. You see? No one has to tell me you are. I am. I know I am. You see? And secondly, that the functioning of perception is occurring in me. So I'm even perceiving. This is a natural thing. If you allow yourself to simply acknowledge or recognize this, because it's already so, then you'll be alleviated of so much burden. Like so many things I have to do to try and get back to me and so on. And mind has created all this trouble.
Mind gets attached to so many things.
Huh? Please
Mind gets
come here
attached.
for me. Come here and talk with me up here. I want to see you up close. Huh?
Oh, so beautiful. Can I hug
Yes, okay. Thank you for coming. Come, sit in. Okay.
So, at certain times, I do feel the difference that these are just thoughts coming to the self. But it's not possible for me at times to just witness it. I get involved.
Witnessing, initially, when it is again reintroduced, that witnessing is already happening. All our lives we're witnessing, no? But when you're encouraged to consciously witness, to be alert to your witnessing, it as a purpose is not, okay, for the rest of your life, witnessing is another new practice you have to do. There is a purpose about witnessing, and that is this: to see that all that is appearing, all that is arising in front of you, whether they are thoughts or feelings or some images from any zone of time, from the past or future or whatever, that they are phenomenal. And what it means by phenomenal also, it means that they are impermanent. They come and go. And even if they return, their quality may be different depending on the kind of mood you're in. So many different factors are contributing to how any particular thing is being experienced. So it is not reliable. This is very important thing. Because how our minds are behaving is as though this thing exists as a solid, continuous manifestation or something. Everything is coming and going. What did you have for breakfast yesterday morning?
So then we should not react to it.
Your reaction is coming and going also. Let them happen, let it happen. There is something which is not happening. Listen, please. Huh? Everything is happening. Even you cannot, you have no choice over it. Can you say, you get up in the morning and you say, okay, you know what? Today, I'm not going to experience. Can anybody do it? Nobody can do it. You may have the intention, but experiencing simply arises because the consciousness is present, like that. You see? So everything is coming and going. Your thoughts about who you are, the world, and what you must do today, and all of these things, it is going, coming and going. Can you retrieve anything of yesterday? Yesterday was just like today in many respects. We look at each other in this moment, and you are alive in my being in this very moment. The twinkling in your eyes, this very moment, the sense, the sounds, everything is here. Watch what happens to them in another few minutes. They're gone. Do you have to keep anything and do, oh yes, must hold it together? No, even some things automatically, they will leave a deeper impression so as to somehow live on in some way. But most things you forget like that. So this world that we speak about in the life, it's just a sea of sensations just coming and going.
So then when I sit down to meditate,
yes,
and thoughts come, so just witness it or just let it be?
Whatever come or go, when you say to meditate, it's not time for any of that. It's not time for... You are now at home with your beloved. You have spent all day working, no? And now it's time just to be alone and to enjoy. Then lots of people come to party, knock on the door, bang, 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 come, let's go. It's not time for that. You know? Hello, I know you're in there. You know, yes, but not time for that. You have to leave all of that and focus just somehow on your natural sense of being. And don't allow that natural sense of being to connect to anything so as to create any story at all. It is there already. You don't have to go and get your being from somewhere and bring it here. It is already here. It is that which is consistently and effortlessly here. Everything else is tourist. Everything else is a tourist. Coming and going, coming and going. Okay? Now, even if your attention seems to be caught in the traffic of thoughts coming and going, there's a watching of this. Even now as we speak, you will see within your own mind, your own self, if this is true or not. The thoughts, they come and, many thoughts come, or potential for thinking come. And most of them, they don't register. Why? Because you have no interest in them. If you have no interest in a thing, it really does not exist for you. You will not keep it. You will not press save or something. It will just be like dust passing, like that. You don't have to overcome anything that you have no interest in. If you have no interest in something, you don't have to work to transcend it. It simply does not register for you. And that is most things in life which are equally available to your senses do not disturb you. Why? Because you have no particular interest in them. Maybe only enough interest to look at it for a moment. Like, look at these flowers. It's beautiful. Yeah? But I turn away and I leave it right there. Don't have to carry it any further, no? So then look at the things that stay, and you'll see that it's because something wants to create a personal relationship with it. That's how things begin to somehow join the family of concepts that you embrace to be important to yourself. Like
So
that.
how to overcome that?
First of all, it's very easy. Begin to recognize the mechanism of perception and of the person who looks and engages and so on, and believes things to be important and so on. It's also okay to feel some things are important, but not deeply. You see, something naturally in your life. I don't say anybody you must change your life. Yeah, it's okay. Consciousness knows perfectly how to deal with it. You see? So you ask, but how to do this? This how to do is not so important. Please recognize what is here already. What is your true position? What is the true position? Is that whatever occurs in your life must report to that central consciousness. The consciousness itself, in its aspect as the witness or the observer of whatever is going on, itself is not getting sweaty about anything. It's simply here. Observing, it's fun. Even the functioning of observing is happening in front of this pure awareness that is here. Don't bring this to your mind. Don't give it to your mind like, okay, so now what I must do is this. And so, no. Just allow that listening to reveal something, this alreadiness which is here. Everything else is what we have learned. There's you and what you have learned. Everything else is what you have learned, what we are conditioned to say. I don't say reject it. I just say just be aware of this. First you are, then you come to know, or believe, or create. All of this is secondary. We're here to find the original one. What was there in the first place, which is still untouched. It does not need to get rid of the mind. Once you are again, it itself seems to have come under a spell whereby it believes itself to be personal, and it is functioning with the limitations of a person. But it hasn't lost anything of its originality or of its totality. The totality is always here. Somehow it seems to be eclipsed by a fascination for what is coming and going, the traffic of phenomenality. The yesterdays and tomorrows, and this is me, and this is my children, and this is what I want to do, and all this noise of identity seems to eclipse this, but not really. I'm pointing you to all of this is in front of you, and who are you? To whom even observing of life is occurring spontaneously, without any effort.
So to get beyond this personal.
Yes, you are beyond the person. But what happens is that it seems that the person takes up tremendous amount of attention. A lot of energy has gone to support this self-portrait of consciousness as a person. The person is highly overrated aspect of consciousness. It seems as though the consciousness miraculously condenses itself into the notion of a person. The person is okay, superficially. Someone call you, just like someone call you auntie, someone call you mom, someone call you daughter, someone call you friend, someone call you cousin, But actually, you are none of these things. It's the role that we play. And yet, to each relationship, you respond in the appropriate way. Auntie, Hello, darling, how are you? So and so and so. Oh, this is my sister. Yes, you respond as sister and so on. These are concepts also. They're not your essential being, isn't it? And yet, we don't say, oh, stop being an auntie, stop being an uncle. No, that would be ridiculous. We can still function on the surface like that, but fundamentally you know that you are not auntie, uncle, daughter, this, that, or whatever. So I don't say, now go and change. I don't think it's necessary. What is really important is that you come to recognize your true place. And so all this mischief will go away. Because the psychological mind, or the serpent voice or mind, it cannot intimidate the pure self. It can only intimidate the idea you have of who you are, your self-image or something like that.
That's true.
You see?
That's very true.
But I want to clear it up. Don't want only because we say that I say sometimes, there's two kinds of question. There's a kind of knowledge question, and there is freedom question. Knowledge question is when someone wants to know something more about something, and oh yeah, okay, yes, and then they want to, you see, like gathering knowledge. It's fine. But freedom question means
Mine is freedom question.
I want to be free.
That's
And
what I really want.
preferably today.
Yes, right now.
You see, like that. I like that. Oh, yes, very good.
Right now.
Right now.
This
Because
moment.
why? Tomorrow, we don't know if we have tomorrow.
Exactly.
This is intelligent one. I want to be free. So what it means to be free? What does it mean from you when you say, I want to be free?
Right now I feel I am caught into the world, worldly things.
Yes. Now we know what she's saying, no? We know the sense of being caught up in, family things or, friends or relationships or business or owing money and things, that's what we call being caught up in worldly life or something like that. So we know that. Now, this sense of being caught up in worldly life, can this by itself make you unfree? Can this by itself rob you of your self-realization, block your the possibility of awakening to the real? Must awakening to the real wait until you've got back on track or something like this? Because these are thoughts also. I want to show you your fundamental nature cannot change because of any expression of phenomenality. This is something you have to discover. You see? You say, yes, because I feel caught up. I feel caught up in daily life. And perhaps I don't know when I'll have a clear space enough to really give to this introspection that you talk about. I feel caught up by my life to the extent that I don't know when I'll be free enough to be free. You see? I'm going to show you exactly that is not the case. Daily life and the one who is living it also, they are connected somehow. Your idea of who you believe you are is what is caught up in what you may call a daily life. This is not an easy thing to get across, but as soon as you see it, that there's still a space behind and apart from all of the chaos of what you may call daily life, there's still an immense space of being which is not caught in the traffic of daily life.
How to get to that?
You ask this question, how to get to that? in order to get to that, you have to be already separate from that. What I'm showing you is that that is already your fundamental state. And this one who is saying how to get to that is not quite your true being.
Or I would say how to remember that I am that space and not caught up in the worldly things or imagining that I'm this body.
However much a day may change, there's something inside which does not change.
That's true.
If everything that you experience change, totally everything, including you, it would be totally worthless to have a life. Because as it's lived, it's forgotten, and that's it, full stop. What is it that is continuous is that which is unchanging. Whatever happens in your life, it is you who witness it. If there was not you to witness, there would be no life.
That's true.
You are the witness of the life.
That's true.
You are the witness of life. If you are not there, who is to talk about life? And what would it be to you? You don't exist. Without you, there is no life. This is why I say you are life. And also the witness of life.
Then why don't I feel that I am the pure self and also all that is happening through that?
Actually, everyone, the experience of everyone is the self. It's just, as I said before, we're not aware of it. We think it is, we interpret through the mind and takes the mind's reading as though that is what is there. But underneath that is the self is there. It's a funny thing if I tell you, you're so happy, you're so complete, but you're unaware of it. So you say, well, how can I be happy if I'm not aware of it? I say, touche, I agree. You see? Your nature, naturally, without any effort, is happy. It's your mind that makes you sad. Your mind makes you sad. You say, I want to be aware of it. And I'm here totally to facilitate that recognition in you. But I see that when you speak, I see where you're speaking from. You're speaking from outside yourself, so to speak.
Exactly.
You see? You're speaking from outside as though you are another entity in yourself speaking. And you don't see this as yet. Mm-hmm.
The question is like, why I give so much power to the mind, not to that by which the mind is being created.
Yes. To answer this question, we must determine who you are who said that.
I am the self.
Now,
I believe that.
Yes. When you say I am the self, that ought to have a tremendous power. You don't have to keep on saying that even. You only have to know that. Once you know that, everything else changes. But you say, like many people do, I am the self. I know this. But I'm still trying to get to it. And I say, don't make sense. You see? I am the self. Finish. You are the self, finish. What problem can self have?
That's where I have the problem because...
Yeah. So you who have the problem, is what? It cannot be the self. Who is speaking?
The mind. I'm caught up there. Physical body.
Is yourself and mind, is it same thing?
Mind gets created by the self.
Huh?
Mind gets created by the self, but...
Mind gets created by itself?
By the self.
By the self.
Yes.
So which is the greater then?
The self is.
The self is that.
But how to say it? I'm confused.
I'm confused. It's okay. I am confused also, I will show you, I am confused is also something that we believe. I am confused If the I is the person, very well taken, the person is confused. But are you the person?
No.
Are you sure of this?
Yes.
If you are not the person, you're sure of it, then leave the person to be confused. You would not be troubled. If you are not the person and the person is confused, let the person be confused. You say, I am not the person, so it's not your business now. Let him be confused.
Okay.
But I really want you to be clear about this. I really want you to be clear about this. Is it possible? The person is confused, meaning the mind is confused, the person is confused. Where is the person? Where is the confused person? This question, open question. Can anybody produce the confused person apart from thought and feeling and sentiment and emotion? Which we use to construct the sense of a person. We don't do it deliberately. It is just like a hybrid or some kind of ghost that we, the consciousness, carry a self-image of ourselves as this person construct like that.
Right.
What we're going to do...
I just don't know how to answer that. But
Sorry, you don't know how to?
Answer that.
Yes.
But I want to be free.
You want to be free?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. What I will do, we'll leave it like this for the moment. I'm going to call you again, or you will come here again.
Yes,
okay?
I'll come tomorrow.
Because
or
I am told...
Whenever you want, I'll be here.
Very good. Because I don't like to see this. I don't like to see that there should be any future for confusion. It hurts my heart. Because when I see you, I see the self. When I hear you, I hear the non-self. You see, a little bit, no? And it has to be rectified somehow.
Yes.
It just has to be, because, this is not coal mining or something like that. It's not anything so heavy. It's just somehow I'll have to I'm finding the combination for you somehow.
I'll be grateful.
Yeah, we have to do it. It has to be done.
Thank you.
It has to be done, that somehow this mischievous mind is seen through, and you see the obviousness that I am also seeing with. This is what I am so happy for this. So I just say, let's leave it for now, but I'm still with you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
And we are going to come to this,
Thank you.
to that seeing.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You come for a minute. No? Okay.
Hi, Mooji.
Hi, darling. Very good.
I met you in 2010, but that moment I could not recognize you. And since then I follow you, no?
Mm-hmm.
And since then I follow you,
Yes.
your video, retreat, everything. And now I can see that I really recognize you totally, no?
Yeah.
I really can see you. And then maybe it's not question, I just feel like this needed to conscious be recognized by conscious, no? Like, could you see me like this, no?
Yes. Yes. Seeing itself is so beautifully clear. It is without content. Seeing is like without content. It's like looking through a camera that has no SD card, has no film. No analogy is complete, no? But a sense, that clarity. Though the eyes are open, there is no searching for anything. Mind is totally relaxed, unoccupied. It's not carrying knowledge. Mind is not carrying knowledge. It is not practicing any strategy, any technique at all. It's beautifully relaxed inside the space of the self. I cannot even say mind is relaxed in the self because it's not other than self. I'm pointing this out because this is the nature of everyone, in fact. When something is required to come into play, into existence, spontaneously it comes. You see, the energy of the self, of the Supreme, creates the enzymes of existence to get into play, to manifest its intention. And when it is satisfied or fulfilled its intention, again, it collapses into the infinite. Not that you have to carry knowledge, you have to remember nothing. It's like this. This is the beautiful confidence of the self. Even confidence is not a necessary word. The self is not confident. The self is not confident. The self is not a success story. So totally effortless. It doesn't have to maintain anything. It doesn't support itself. And yet, nothing can exist without it. It manifests as all this diversity of existence, as all the religions, of all the spiritual disciplines. It manifests as everything, including even the atheists, even. It gives expression for that. Because none can conquer it. And whether you call him Allah or Jehovah or Lord Shiva or whatever name, still is beyond name. Find him also within your own hearts. It's effortless, pure. It's never late, never wrong. It does not even need to be right. Always perfect. Always true. So this clarity, you triggered this sense clarity and see with the same clarity and light. This clarity is in everybody. But somehow it seems to be masked, because there is a fascination that comes when it creates a sense of a portrait as a person and then lives in this portrait, so to speak, adopts the portrait as a self. It is still by its own will to play like that. And then we start to think, yeah, you know, I like you, I don't like you, and this and that like this. And gradually we burn off this gas of personhood and come back to that clear light. And your heart becomes light and free and open, universal.
Looks like some fear, because I have some phenomenal experience, you know, I try to inquire through this. Like I had Satchitananda without bliss, no? I lost this for 3 days, like this connection with personal feeling, personal thought, no? Like, and then I was so scared because I was there, but there is not me anymore, no? And then I start to pray, or I want to come back to myself, no? Like, it don't make sense, no? Because what I want most, and then I scare when it come, no?
Can you just turn it right down for me? There's just a little echo and I'm struggling a little tiny. Yes, please continue.
This fear, no, that when what you want most, you fear, no, like when this happened, I was so scared because I have this personal that I don't want anymore to live in this, you know, and then was there, but there is not like, I was observing all this, no, but at the same time I was praying because I was so...
Yes. It also helps like this, when fear comes like that, to strengthen your powers of discernment also. You know, it really, because sometimes we're in a very comfortable place with observing and, you know, everything is observed and so on like this. But when somehow the life tightens its grip somehow, then you must also tighten your discernment. And you have to hold firm and look, because it's like everything that comes seems to carry some energy off with it. And you must hold firm in your seeing and look. And when you say, I want, you must recognize this kind of want, because it can leave a sense of deficiency, of lacking in you, when there is a completeness that is here, yet so few grasp it, this completeness, this already okayness in here. The wanting sometimes can make you feel, yeah, I'm still missing this, and whether you feel I am missing this or I am not missing this, to recognize that very often they are thought-based. I am not free is a thought. I am free is also a thought also. Then when you are free, maybe these thoughts don't need to come even. Once in a while, something just to confirm, but not, oh yes, I'm free, or I'm not free, I want to be free, and so on. So this can be also a kind of play in the mind also for that.
That's true. Thank you so much. I love
Thank
you
you
so much.
I love you. Thank you. Okay. Somebody at the back there. At the back? Yeah. Thank you.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me? The other day I had a very interesting conversation with someone, and it kind of boiled down, you know, we're talking about spirituality and so on, and what he was doing, what I'm doing, what we wanted to do, and then at some stage he asked me, what is it that you truly want?
Yes.
And very crudely, very crudely, I said, well, I want enlightenment. But you know, the discussion progressed, and it was very clear that it's impossible to truly want enlightenment if you don't even know what enlightenment is. And then it's a realization that I've just been feeding myself through intellectual material, through my logical mind, which tells me that is what I want through the mind. And I guess the result was I said, actually, you know what, I really don't know what I want, because I really don't know what my heart wants. It's been so long that I've actually truly connected with my heart that I really don't know what I want. What is my truly deepest desire in my heart? That's something I don't know.
Can I ask you something now? What about, let's play this game and push it the other direction. What about if you drop anything, any idea about wanting anything at all for a moment? So, not that what your heart should want, for just for a moment. Some people feel, if I don't really want something badly, then something is wrong with that, or something. But let's go the other way and just say, okay, just let go of all wants then. Don't just let go of all want for a moment. I don't want anything. I don't want a new car. I don't want anything. Just watch yourself doing this. I don't want anything at all. If all wants, just come back to a place of no want. Not I want or I don't want even. Just be free of all of that. It should not take long also. We are good at this type of game. I don't want anything at all for now. Even, okay, I would like to have a partner, or, I want to be married in the next 2 years, or I'd like to have a really good job, or I'd like to go back to university, or what. No, nothing at all for me. Just empty yourself of all wants for a moment, and so you can examine what is here, what is it like to be, but without want. Are you left as just a hopeless case, or a good for nothing, or you got nothing to contribute to the world, and so even these thoughts, to see if these thoughts are there. So anybody can try that. Because we are often brought up to feel you should want something, and there are times when you do want, you have a lot of wants, and you may find, without any intention, there are times when you have no wants at all. What is there if you have no want? You're not picking up any desire. I need to do and want, and just to see what does it feel like to be without want? Or are we afraid to experience that? You think that if I put aside all wants, it might get me, and then I can't want again or something. Because there are people who seem to be afraid to fully relax, because they think, I don't want to be so relaxed because I may never have energy again to do anything.
I guess that's kind of that's kind of changed the direction of my question.
Okay.
What I was going to ask was, you hear this in a lot of in the advice given through many sages and many spiritual masters, is that you need to reconnect with your heart and to follow your heart.
Not the best of them, because that would be for them to say that you are already disconnected, which is not really quite true. You believe you are disconnected. You are not disconnected. You mean heart, actually. It's not helpful to say you are disconnected with your heart. then to try and reconnect with the heart, oh, so much work you have to do, my God. You have to reconnect, man. You're not going to reconnect. Even if they switch off your electricity, it's already too much effort to put it on again. How are you going to reconnect with your heart? It's like a terrible thought. You are heart, experiencing a delusion that you are separate from your heart. Much easier to rectify that. I mean, what will you do to reconnect? Because the mind loves this kind of thing. And then it will just kind of reconnect 85%. Big trouble getting that last 15%, if the mind has anything to do with it. So I say, these are thoughts, they are not true. Right. Your self and heart means same thing. But we have lived so much in the belief paradigms from the mind that we doubt our fundamental nature. When we live in such a narrow confines of a psychological entity, then we are crippled with doubts. And so therefore, we believe our doubts into existence, and they become your experience. But they are not true. And gradually, you're in satsang just sobering up. Then you see your life has been a big hangover, basically. If you're living on the basis that I am this person and I've got to do this and I've got to do that, I've got to meditate and meditate more hard and more deep, I've got to go more deep. I'm not saying that what you discover something and it's shallow or it's, now you got it, now you can go. No. Because as soon as you, some insight begins to flower inside, it's like there's a power that tries to take it away, to raise doubt and hesitations and so on. So it is good to be in the environment, the energetic field of satsang, to gradually come again into that clarity, which is natural. But again, when we have experienced the sense of being separated from it, it takes a while to reacquire the taste of your own self.
Okay, thank you.
Is enough like this?
Yeah,
this is your moment.
So.
Enough like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. You want to come and say? This one is good. This one.
Hi, Mooji.
Hi, darling. Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you in physical form. First time.
Okay.
You found me on internet. Being very, very desperate. So desperate to be free, I was.
Yes.
And then I found you in that desperation.
Gotcha.
I just, big explosion happened. I ended up in psychiatric hospital.
Yes. It's a good place for...
I tell you, it was the best place ever to find people so vulnerable with a pure heart, open heart.
Yes,
they had nothing to lose, and neither did I. So I just grabbed it, and I got it, and now I'm here.
Okay.
First satsang ever live in my life. I don't know nothing.
Very good.
I just grabbed this carrot now. And it's like you said before, you remind me about the question. Is this thing, I just got something very new, very fresh for me, I don't know nothing, but it's some fear somewhere that is going to be gone, it's going to be lost in the next second, because I think I got it, and in that moment, I just feel at the same time fear of losing it.
Okay, let's look at what it is that is losable.
Okay.
What can it be that is losable? In order to lose something, it must have some objective reality. Like I'm looking for my handkerchief. It's here. So it means that it's something separate from me. If it's something separate from me, I can get it and I can lose it, like this. So this it that you, now I got it, then maybe I might lose it. Can we look at what the it is? What is it?
It's exactly at the same time. It's like losing and getting in the same time. It's like
Yeah.
God and the devil, same thing, same shit. It's just basically an idea of a memory. It just feels like something all being memorized in this second. And I can even lose that just now, here.
Yes.
It's very abstract, actually. It's an abstract sensation. It's not stretching me, but it's around me. It's like blah, 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 like a circus.
If it is with you, it must find some favor with you. It must be because it is attracted to you. It's not that you went and brought it from someplace. It's attracted to you, so it came to you, and then it wants to be with you.
Okay, welcome.
Yes, good. This is good attitude, actually. Welcome means yes, yes. Please, I'm here, you know.
Some
Like
more
that.
yes, yes, and no, no, oh.
No, but you said it beautifully. Why make it more complicated than that?
Okay.
You welcome when you meet your best friends now. Your life is a yes to them. It's a welcome to them. So that's why they're around you, because they find that when they're with your presence, you are an accepting presence. You would not like to be around someone who don't want you, isn't it? You would not want to be around someone unless you're really thick or something, and they're giving you all the signs, like, and you're still around or something. No, you're around because you feel embraced by them. You feel included in their love. You feel, that. So they're attracted to you. So God is attracted to you. They want to be with you. Why?
I don't know.
So like this, something inside you must be open enough, pleasing enough for this vibration to be with you. Also, even if it's something come and go, if it was something that come and go, and I'm not saying that the truth comes and goes. Certain feelings, pleasant sensations, can feel, whoa, this feeling of total unity can be experienced, and then somehow it feels like it disappears. And many people here can testify to that. I experienced a sense of total oneness and harmony, and it was like this for weeks. Weeks I was in this state, and then one morning, it was gone. They say like that. Huh? What happened then?
I don't know nothing. Everything is so new for me. It happened the last 1 month ago, and I don't know nothing about this or Shiva or nothing.
Yes, it is okay. It is okay.
I don't understand nothing really.
Yes, me too. I don't know.
It happens very fast, and then I was on my way to Tenerife, then I ended up in India. I don't know, but this question just come by spontaneity, and I have to bring it up because if something wants to hide always, it feels like if it's hiding, it's gonna get in the way of truth, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
So I just wanted to check it out, if it was real or not, but...
I would like that for as long as you're here, you come sit right here and we'll see if something leaves,
I don't trust myself at all, or the old identity, this thing. I don't
Very
trust
good.
her. I don't trust her at all because I've been in a mess.
Very good. Very
really,
good.
really.
Very good.
A big,
very good.
big mess.
Yes, yes.
So I'm honored to be here, and I'm honored to meet you, and
Yes.
my first guru ever. And the last? Okay, enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very good. Very good. Wonderful. I'm telling you.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I want to ask you that even after understanding through experience, what is it that delays the complete realization of true self? I have seen videos on YouTube of satsangs like ours, and I see a lot of spiritual seekers asking this question, that they have been on the spiritual path for 20 years, 25 years,
Yes.
but they still feel that they are not completely there.
Yes.
Now, 25, 20, 30 years is a lot of time, Mooji.
Yes.
Right? It is a lot of time, really.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So, what I really want to ask you is, what is that one thing or one obstacle which is standing between a sincere spiritual seeker realizing his true self? What is that?
Okay. It has to be somehow the persistence or the insistence on being a person. It has to be either the insistent, meaning that something just, we're doing all the practice, it's not, we're doing all of these things and still it seems like that. And I feel that it is maybe the final thing is still holding on to yourself as a person who is doing all these things. Must be that you're holding on, you are still this person who is doing, and why can't I just finish off? Why can I? And I say, who's this I even? This is the only thing, because it is the only thing that appears to stand in a way, because without it, there is no seeker, no disciple, no master, nothing at all. Everything is fine. And yet, this play has to be played out. So you ask a beautiful question, what is it? Because you have heard so many people speak, I've been searching for 20 years, I've been meditating, I've been living in caves, I've been doing all these things, no? For so long. It's very long. Then what can it be that can be so strong that even in the mind of an earnest seeker, still continue to leave this doubt? It's still reading. Because sometimes people have come and they say, yeah, I still feel blocked, something is in my way. I said, okay, what is in the way? I don't know. Then how you know something is in the way? Just something is in the way. Okay, well, if you're walking here, you say, something's in the way, we move it out the way, you can go, So what is in the way? But nothing is in the way, but still something is in the way. This is a mind like that. Ways mean, and paths mean, going somewhere. All paths are going somewhere. Where are you going? All paths are going somewhere. So where do you have to go to be aware of the truth I'm pointing? You see? So some intention is still in the mind. It has some model of what the truth is. So, I want to get that, and still this is blocking me. Let me put it like this. We have experienced, sometimes we talk about, in this country you know very well also, because it seems of some significance, we experience what is called an eclipse. So for an eclipse to happen, there must be at least 3 factors. There must be someone who wants to see the eclipse or experiencing it. There must be the thing that you want to see, and there must be something that comes in between. There must be 3 things, isn't it? So we want to see the sun. And then somehow we're looking, and then the moon comes exactly over it and covers it, and you say, no, it's blocking, I'm blocking. So that's called eclipse. And if you were not there, nobody knows about the eclipse. Somebody talk about something called eclipse, but not your experience. Your experience is, I want to see this, and this is in the way. So sometimes we say things are in the way of the pure self or self-realization. So then it must mean that it is something apart from you. And then something called the mind, the moon mind. You want to see the sun self, and then Mr. Moon mind gets in the way, and you go there and he moves in this way, and he gets in the way. You say, that blocks me from finding the self. But the self cannot be an object. The self cannot be an object. God cannot be an object. God is not other. As long as you keep relating to, referring to God as other, separation will be there. Journeys will be needed. Practice will be needed. Everything you regard as other in the life. Everything is other than you. Even your twin is other. Your family, other. Mother, other. Father, other. Friend, other. Life, job, everything is other. Religion is still other. Because it's you and, me and. So me and means other. Then you put the supreme is also other. So who are you then? It says that God, one of the true names of God is I am. But still when you refer to God, you call you. He is the great I, the great I am. From him is born all the expressions of I am. Still when you refer to God, you say you. What gets in the way of the self-realization? Because it's not a goal outside of yourself. If it is a goal outside of yourself, it is created by mind. It means that presently you are not that. You see? But who are you who are that or not that? Who are you who are not that? Who is saying this thing? That I am that or I am not that even. This voice, even this voice you can perceive. It is perceived. You see, the things that I speak about, they are not in the groove of the usual conditioned mind. So we try to understand, okay, understand intellectually, but it's not really grounded as yet in my heart. Because it is so simple. It is so simple. Again, I made an example that a knife, a very sharp knife, it can cut so many things. It's dropped. It can cut so many things, but it cannot cut itself. The sharpest sword can cut so many things, but itself it cannot cut. Why? Because it is one. It can only cut other. The tongue can taste so many tastes it can taste, but it cannot taste itself. The eyes can see so many objects, so many forms, but they cannot see themselves directly. Why? Because they are one. We also, similarly, we are one. You cannot see yourself. You think when you look at your body, you're looking at yourself. You look at your body. You can look at your kidneys. You can look at your foot. But the self that looks, what does it look like? You're even able to see, seeing even. You are perceiving the functioning of perception itself. Who are you? You who see everything, everything, everything. When I say see, I don't mean just with fleshly eyes. I mean seeing as in the broadest sense, perceiving. Whether through the senses or the mind or through thought or something. You are the one who is perceiving anything. Even some things are so subtle that there are no names for them. Still, you perceive them. So you who perceive everything, can you also be perceived? Or let's say, that which is perceiving everything, including even your self-portrait, even your personality you can talk about, all of these things it sees. Can this seer be seen? You must try and find out. This is end of game question. Let's have a look and see. That which perceives everything, can it also be perceived? And if it can be perceived, what is its shape? What is its size? What is its design? And who or what will perceive it? Simple question. If you can solve this question, I have no more question for you. No more question for you. No, that is a question. That is a question. Is that question, when asked, does not need any other question. Not a philosophical question. I have not asked you a philosophical question. I asked you a question, a freedom question, an introspective question. See if you can answer it today. The answer is not in the future. The answer is in you. So answer me my question, because I listen to many of your questions. So you answer my question. Simple enough, isn't it? You are the perceiver. You talk about the life and the books and so on and so. The world as presently perceived and conceived by you is your version of life. Even if it was somebody else's idea, but you accepted it. So it became your acceptance of this idea. So the world according to you, as you have perceived it, through our conditioning and whatever. You are the perceiver of it. Okay? All this is reported to you. And however subtle, whatever appears, even an aspect of God's creation in the subtlest realm come, it is you who say, what was that you experienced? I can't say. You are the seer of it. You who see it, can you be perceived also? Turn the question around now. Can you be perceived? What is there? That in front of whom perceiving is functioning. And it perceives perceiving functioning. Is there an entity there that is perceiving? You have to know now. Let's solve this case. You say that all of this life is such a struggle and this, I'm tired of my mind, I want to get back to the origin, I want to know God, I want to discover the self, and so, okay, let's do. I won't postpone. I want to meet you. So let's meet now. You who must be there even to meet me, or to meet anything, even to see God, even to know of God. It must be something that is your experience. You, who are you? Can you be found? Are you some tangible being that we can say, this is the one who saw God? Oh, good. Him. Who are you? Ultimately, Are you tangible or intangible? Material or immaterial? This is a now question. And mere conceptual response will not do. You must be the response. When you and your response are the same, then you've really had answered. So forget me now, go into you and see how far back can you go? Scoop back, scoop back, scoop back, scoop back. How far back can you go? Because as far back as you can go, there's a seeing of all of that. As far back, even if it's back, time, change, there's something that is unmoving. Do it and see. The subtlest thing, the notions, the sensations, the yesterdays, the tomorrows, the wishes, all of these things, they're there. What is here that perceive them? I came here to meet you. But not the one who gets up every morning and says, yeah, I'm feeling like this, and I don't feel like going to Satsang today, and I had this. No, not him. I know him long ago. It's the same guy. I don't know. No. He's also part of the traffic also. He's not him. Yeah. What is here? What is here? It's not the face. It's not the face. It's not the senses. It's not the thoughts. It's not the emotions. It's not the opinions. It's not the sentiments. It's not even the scriptures. It's not the heavens or the earth, because they still require a perceiver. They still require an experiencer. Who is the experiencer? Can the experiencer be experienced? Can it be seen? Find him. You don't have to search for peace. You don't have to search for happiness or peace or wisdom or freedom or anything. Find him. Find this one. And it contains everything. How much time you need? We need more time, more distance to go. Scoop, 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 scoop. Scoop, 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 scoop. All your scooping. Can it scoop out this one? Can it scoop out this one? All the distance. Can it reach this one? Can it land in this one? The untouched presence. By what name does it go? What religion does it belong to? What school of thought? What philosopher can reach him? So on the very first day of Satsang, where are you in this moment? Where are you in this moment? Let's see. Sometimes a part of our mind doesn't want to be here. No, I want to be here. Stuff. Because he wants to buy time. But you are beyond time, because you observe time. You observe both objective and subjective time. You observe even space also, you observe. Who are you? Where is the answer to this question? Out of which mouth will it come? What does it matter what tomorrow will bring? What does it matter what tomorrow will bring you? What can it bring this? What can it bring to this? And those of you who have swallowed the pointing, who have swallowed it, assimilated it in your being, you know? Has it given you wind? Has it given you stomach bug? Has it ruined your life? Has it turned you into some cabbage? Has it set your heart free? So many people, our minds have been sort of held like in some captivity through very, very limiting concepts. Look from here. And now you're in good position to tell me if this is something you can lose. This is what I want to find out. Is this something that you have that you can lose? And who are you, the loser? Lose the loser. And this is what happens. You come to a space that does not need the concept of future. The concept of future, we have used it to become lazy and just sort of like dreamers. You don't need to be a dreamer. Oh, be creative, of course. Create. And dream also to enjoy if you want. But that dream that cannot make this go to sleep, this cannot go to sleep. Waking state happens in it, deep sleep happens in him, dreaming happens in him, but it is not somehow affected by them. What will you end up being like? Just there, like a statue? No. Your dynamic existence will continue, vibrant and clear. Will you have no trouble in life? Your troubles can come and go, but they're not big trouble, nothing. It's not important that life is so beautiful and so perfect and nothing else. No, you need a bit of trouble. We need a bit of trouble to exercise your spiritual muscle of faith and courage and so on. You don't need to just go into a... I'm not preparing you to go to sleep in a hammock or something. So, finishing off with where you started, what is it that seemed to get in the way of what seemed like earnest seeking that can go on for years? What can stop you from your final emancipation? What gets in the way? Because certainly, if you are practicing something, after, even if you are studying to be a doctor or a mechanic or something, after 6 weeks, you know something. You can do an oil change. You can do something. You can change a tire or something. You can, fix the carburetor. You can do something. After 1 year, 2 years, you can even have your own garage. You have your own thing. Then in spirituality, what you have gained. 1, 2 years, a long time or so. To rediscover what you can never not be. What have you found in 1 year, in 6 months or something, that you can say, yes, I'm firm here. This, I don't have no doubts with this. Why doubts persist? And then you even say now that for people who are much, much longer time, still at the end, something seems to be missing and our realization is not complete. And it concerns me deeply what it means to complete. What would it mean to be complete? Well, you maybe answer this question. What would it mean to be, it's not complete? Is it merely that something feels not complete? Or do you genuinely know I'm not complete because I still worry too much? I still worry too much. I'm meditating, 6 hours, I come out, somebody go, boo, and go, or what is it can be? That the person sense is thinning away. The person sense, with its actions and reactions and neuroses and all of that, that's thinning away. It has to be thinning away. That if there are actions and reactions, they're happening spontaneously, but they're of no consequence, really. And if they have no consequence, they simply don't happen because they don't register. So what can it be? What does it mean, realization? Is realization an event, like, and now I am Buddha? Is it an announcement? Is it sudden or gradual also? Well, both. In your own case, what will you say now?
Mooji, in the moment of realization, when the whole mental construct breaks, falls apart, that moment we cannot miss. That moment is, although that change in perception also happens in the mind, but that moment cannot be missed. That is why in the beginning I said through understanding through experience. I use these words. So, at present, that I'm not saying that I'm looking for another experience. I'm not saying that. But that moment it is not now. For that I am sure.
Okay. You said just now that in the moment when the constructs of the mind, the break or something.
Excuse me, because had that moment been now, I wouldn't have come up and asked you the question.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That is the reason why I came up and asked you the question.
I appreciate very much your question.
Yes. Thank you.
And what I want to say about it, and I'm glad that you put this point now, that you say that in the instant that the whole mind stuff collapses, okay? And I would put that itself is not realization. I'm going to tell you why I say this. Not that the mind stuff collapses, because it can collapse and reform. Okay? No,
exactly.
You and somebody,
yes.
Yeah, understand?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so listen please to what I'm saying. It's not merely the experience of the mind falling away. I say, oh, yes, thank you. Oh, so happy. I'm really good now. Everything is did. It's finished. I can go to Goa now. And then after a while, I got email from Goa. Actually, it's not finished. Okay. It's not the sense of the collapsing of the mind. It's not that. Don't miss it. Listen. It is that even if there's a collapsing of the mind and regrouping of mind, you see, that itself is phenomenal. You, the weakness of that. You, that which witnesses that, that is that. That is it. Not the experience. You may call, sometimes you may hear it called like enlightenment experience. Mind fell away. I'm one with everything. I'm one with everything. There was no me or you. There was just the universal, emptiness. And so, yes, it's very good. And then, okay, and then it all came back, and so on and so on. So that cannot be it. That cannot be it. What is it then? You who witness this is greater than that. That which witnesses, even the sense of the falling away of the universe, the unification of the universe and so on, that which witnesses, you see, which neither falls away or regroups itself. The very seat of intelligence, the source of spirit itself, that is the self. And that is not an event. If there is an event in awakening, it is the event of the recognition of something and not of the phenomenon recognized. That is very important, because a number of people felt, yes, I had this experience and it fell away and I lost it, and so on and so on and so on. I say, you who lost it, you who lost it is what? You also, the sense, you who lost it, you also are phenomenal. And then they, oh my God. It seems like it hurts, no? One time we were leaving, because usually when I'm leaving, I have to go away somewhere. We have to go to our train station, local train station. So we happen to be going someplace, and I've just come to the train station, and usually at such moments, some of the Sangha come along to say goodbye and whatever, and it's not uncommon for them to ask final words and final words and all this type of thing. So we were talking, and I said this thing now, which is related to you. Some people say, what if it's not in my destiny to wake up? Huh? Some people say, what if it's not in my destiny to wake up? There's nothing I can do about it. What if it's not in my destiny to wake up today or this life or this year? What I can do about it? I said, listen, is destiny phenomenal or non-phenomenal? Is destiny phenomenal or non-phenomenal? It is phenomenal. The self is non-phenomenal. Different department. Forget about it. Mind creates all of this so that doubt will come. That yes, actually I not thought about it. Maybe I was just not meant to wake up this life. And then, oh gosh, I thought that was the case. That's why I'm having all this trouble. God is just not ready for me yet. You see? So I said, is destiny itself, is it phenomenal or non-phenomenal? And can destiny exist without you? The weakness of it. Huh? If you even say, but isn't the weakness also phenomenal? I say, oh, very good. But what weakness is this weakness? That even the weakness itself is witnessed. Where are we? I hope you are able to take these things inside your heart, what I'm speaking, because it is not for me merely semantics and psychological stuff or theoretical or intellectual stuff. Because others have seen in the heart, through the heart, the power of recognition that reveals where we have falsely located the sense of our being, and see that we had placed the sense of the center of ourself in phenomenality, whereas you are the weakness of phenomenality. Who has grasped what I've said just now? It's good enough for today. That I hope in a short time you will come to see from your own self, with the light that sets your heart totally free of all of this. There is something, because as you look, any seed of arrogance, arrogance is a good word, that will get thrown out. Because if you want to put something like an obstacle, arrogance would be it. Ego would be it. Because ego is the way in which the consciousness puts a blindfold upon itself. Like that. Simply try and follow the pointing. The pointing is not telling you to go out. It's never telling you go over there, go out. The pointing is always in. It's always in, inward. And even the finger pointing in is watched from this place that it's intended to reveal. Even the finger turned inwards is watched from the place that the finger is intending to point to. Bear with it for a bit. It may be a radical way of looking, but at the same time, it is the most simple. Because of our overuse of mind, we adopt very, very complex ways of using the mind to recognize that which is most simple. You see, this habit will be broken. It is not important that we look to impress. You only look to see. That is all. And sufficient power is with you. If you are here for a few days, then be reassured that grace enables you to do that. To look with the light of your own self, to allow the light to somehow reveal what is obvious in ourselves, and to find peace. It's not important, in which mirror you look. It's not important in which mirror you look. So long as the mirror is not distorted, the reflection is fine. Okay? Has my response satisfy your question?
Most definitely, Mooji. Yes.
Thank you. Very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. We are saying here 12:35. We are saying here 12:35. And
Good afternoon, Mooji.
good afternoon.
It's been for the first time I'm listening to you.
Thank you.
And please accept my gratitude. I have a question. Please. As we were discussing right now, can the perceiver be perceived?
Yes.
The ultimate question. And for me, this question is lingering on in my mind for past many years.
I'm not sorry.
This very question,
Yes.
the perceiver can be perceived,
Yes.
is lingering in my mind for the past many years.
It's been on your mind for.
It's my mind.
Yes. Yes.
Observer is the observed,
Yes.
seer is the seen, thinker is the thought. These terms, these phrases. And to me, I can say that it clicked to me in two ways. Like, I would like to give it by an example. Maybe I will not be able to put in that pure expression form of words, but I'm going to put the very best way. Like if this is the pillar,
Yeah.
this pillar, I am observing it, seeing it. I am the observer, this pillar is the observed. this very I, when I am observing it, the moment now I am observing it, either this very observer merges with this pillar, this observer is one with the pillar, and it is the pillar itself. This observer loses its identity and it's the pillar. Or other ways, the second thing, this very observer means the one who is seeing the pillar, observing the pillar, goes back to itself, observing himself. The one who is observing, the eyes goes within and it start observing the one who is observing onto one, and then it stays there. Then the observer, the one who was observing the pillar, now pillar has gone, it's gone to oneself, and it's in itself, this very observer is now observing himself, and it's observed. Now this, otherwise we can say the perceiver and the perceived, the very witness can be witnessed. Now, where is the separation? If that's the right thing, it merges with the thing which it is observing, or it goes back to itself. The one who was observing, and it stays there, and it becomes one there, settles there. There is no difference. There is no separation in both the cases.
Sorry?
But there is no separation in both the cases. There, observer has lost the identity, and here also, observer is no more. It's settled in itself, in the within, very deep down. There is no separation. Two things, either it goes out or it goes in. The observer is no more there.
What observes whether it goes out and goes in?
That very observer is no more there. The one who is observing, the very thing that which observes is no more there. The question here is, what is their right? Being established in oneself, the observer who was observing, now no object there, settled, watching, witnessing, observing himself, or being one with the thing, like the pillar.
No, one with the thing is not necessary. It is not your natural experience. I look at the flower, I don't become the flower, isn't it? I look at the flower in intricate detail, and I turn away from it, I don't become a flower.
No, in that very moment,
Yes.
the observer, the one who is observing the flower, has lost its identity, and it's one with the flower. The experiencer, he was experiencing in that very moment, there is no observer. The only flower is there.
Keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, okay? What you may say, if you break it down in some scientific way, a rational way, you can say, yes, that's what happened. I'm keeping it in a very simple way, that you look at something, I look at this, okay, I can see this flower. At the moment I can look at this one, the flower is not anymore preoccupying. The general point is that the observer is, any number of objects can come, and it can observe them without losing its essential nature.
Fine.
Okay? Now, finally, I say, but even that which is observing also is perceived. It's also perceived, no? Perceivable. Okay? No change occurs fundamentally in that understanding, in that functioning of perception. When I ask you, can the observer, can the ultimate seer be seen? You see? It's not a riddle. It's like a very powerful exercise, because normally so much energy is put into somehow commenting upon, either silently or non-silently, commenting upon the phenomenon that the mind or the attention is engaged in, and so on. But I'm saying, no, don't worry about that. That starting point of observing and the intention to observe, all of that is observed. In the ultimate place of observing, is there behind the observing a solid entity doing the observing or not? That's all. And you are to experience this. And it comes to a place that I would like you to tell me what happened, because it would satisfy my question and put to peace any doubt you have. It will unify the functioning of perception. It will not scatter your mind. You will feel totally at peace. And all these other things about what's happening here, all that will become a very quiet place. You will notice that somehow, whatever it is, from the birth of the waking state, the arising of the waking state, to its subsiding into sleep, all of that is the play and the content of consciousness. And I appear inside this consciousness as a sense of me, and at the same time, the same observing place I'm speaking about is the place from where this life, including a sense of myself, living in it, moving in it, is observed. That is a very powerful recognition for any being to experience. Once you know this, your whole life, the way in which you live, think, and believe you are, all of that will be unified in this understanding. That is my intention with this. If at the end of this exercise that I point you end up with a lot of sophisticated thinking, you've missed the point. It's very, very, very simple. Very simple. As much as possible, let's keep it as baby food. You look, you check in, that which sees everything, including the function of interaction of perception and so on. It sees this also. Is there an entity there? And why this question? Why is there an entity there? Because very often you conceive of yourself as some kind of entity, some kind of objective phenomenon. And I want you to experience your pure subjectivity. And this is an excellent pointer to verify this. That is the purpose of that pointer, you see.
When we say that perceiver itself is the perceived, but why I feel the perceiver itself is the perceived, it can't be perceived. Seer itself is the seen, it can't be seen.
Yes. And you are what now?
Yeah.
And you will be what?
I am the seer, I am the observer, I am the perceiver. I am no more different from it. I can't identify with anything in that sense that I am this or that.
Mm-hmm.
The very, if I have to say, there is no separation or division in that sense. To me, perceiver can't be perceived. I may be wrong, but perceiver itself is the perceived. Yet you can say in that sense, when a thing is perceived, it is the perceiver who is perceiving.
Can I ask you one more thing before we take a break now? And that is that your natural functioning, your existence, your sense of being right now, is it in gear of some sort? Are you on duty in terms of perception? Are you carrying any burden at all? Are you disturbed in any way? Is there something you have to maintain in any way?
No.
Generally, you also?
No.
Yes. Therefore, you should be at total peace, no?
But the thing is, when we come to this realization, but the impressions which we are carrying for lifetime, when that thing comes and we get identified for those few moments, then the real existential thing loses.
Thank you. And this is the point, beautifully to close on this point now. Have you heard what he said just now? He say that in spite of this realization that I've just pointed to, and I've invited you to take a look together, let's look together freshly, that in the ultimate place, when the seeing is somehow clarified unto itself that, but I cannot be an object. I must be just the pure subjectivity is here. However, impressions that has somehow been gathered over lifetimes, you may say, at least in this lifetime, they rise to the surface at some point and have the power to divert my attention away, no? And so now I'm back again into the experience of a sort of mischievous functioning of the mind and so on. I said, not necessarily, this is not it. Not necessarily like this. Because it is so deeply seen now that, you see, it is your notion, it is your belief that you have to attend to life and to function and to pay attention. No. Once you have seen, you will see that life is spontaneously unfolding. You see? It's not that I'm in some kind of state and then life is going on in my absence. No, I am one with it at the same time, and at the same time I'm witnessing of it. You see? Now, the impact that would normally happen when I'm in my personal mind, yes, I do this thing. Oh, you did this. Oh, no, I don't believe you did this. No. I think this would be crazy if you have really realized yourself and then you're so deeply disturbed by the things of life. You know, someone come and, oh, you know, guess what? I thought I had 2,000 pounds in the bank and turns out I only have 2,000 rupees. Okay, you know, so, my God, oh my God, no. And the whole disturbed and no. Then something inside is fine with that. Why is it fine with it? Why is it fine? Because you are not the manager of existence, no. Somehow you know, if I have 2 rupees in the bank, if I owe the bank money, somehow this is the play of existence, and it's not a trick you're playing. Your mind becomes that quiet and more peaceful. You know, this is just another stage being set to demonstrate the glory of God, whatever it is. You know this. You will not be so fazed. You will not be so fazed. You will just somehow, maybe superficially, you get a few flutters, but then quickly it settles down because you're a living being. If I take this glass of water, I shake it a bit like this, I leave it here for a moment, I don't pay attention, does it not come to settle down by itself? Do I have to go keep on going? I don't have to do anything. It settles because the nature of the thing is that it's going to settle by itself. The nature of the mind that is rooted in the heart is that it will come back to peace by itself. I don't have to take care of that. Your business, stay as yourself. Until it's not your business anymore. Stay as yourself until it's not your business, your duty, nor your effort anymore. This is what I say. In the beginning, of course, things, and maybe throughout one's life, something may happen. Something happened to your children or to your parents or something, or your car, or whatever, and you have a little flutter, and, oh my God, really, and stuff, and then immediately a deep sense, a deep space inside embraces your agitation and rests it again in being. And you will find, okay, you have to do what you have to do. You have not put any stamp on anything in life. This belongs to me. Not including your very body itself. And how have you done that? You have not done it. You've not done it. Somehow your entire being has taken on this beautiful serenity and trust. You see, it's not enough that we go around saying, oh yes, I know the Upanishads by heart. I can, recite the entire Quran and so on like this. Oh, I know any part of the Bible. I know all the stories of Jesus. Not enough like that. I can chant 50,000 this every day, and I dip 15 times in the Ganga every morning. It's not this. It is your inner resolve, your inner relationship with God, your introspection that time and again confirms that I am this. And also the energetic field set up through that resonance, that vibration, that aura, that presence that carries the pure fragrance of peace and joy, which is the perfume that comes from the awakened mind. It is that is your environment, not what you say with your mind. And this is why I say, follow this inside, confirm over and over again, and accept that grace is with you, that the universal being is itself assisting your delivery. Trust, and be with this. And so you come out of this suffering mind that puts an end to all sorrow, and so that your life can be again a pure reflection of the grace of God, of the light of pure awareness, you see. Otherwise, we're going around always like troubled souls every day, when your life is so abundant with grace, so abundant with love, and so yearning to express its deeper wisdom. But somehow you're still trapped in the bubble of these heavy thinking and so on. It has to have some impact. Otherwise, it's only dry words. It's only dry concepts of no value at all. You see? What is the beauty of an unlit incense? You have to be put to fire. You see, it cannot just be that, have a little sniff. No, you must be fully on fire with it. And how? I'm not asking you to do anything. Simply, when you love something, like if you are in love, you fall in love. Nobody needs to come to remind you to remember your beloved. Anybody have to come, hello sweetheart, have you remembered your beloved? No, you're not needed at all. You can't forget. So as soon as you begin to feel again this inner warmth, the sign of the presence itself, that yes, you feel peace and joy. This is the confetti. This is the perfume of grace. You feel, yes, thank you. My mind is much more at peace now. My mind is much more, I used to worry, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't do this. Now I feel very much rested. You see? And this is how you have to flourish and in this, no? You're not a theory. You're not an exercise. Thank you. That's it. Okay, thanks everybody today. Thank you, very good. Someone will come today to sing something? Good.
is infinite, like the sky. He is timeless, can never die. He is boundless, full of love, and He's radiant like the sun. And He's showing us all that we're just the same. He's showing us all that we're just like Him. You are infinite, like the sky. You are timeless, can never die. You are boundless, love itself. In His radiance, this is clear. This is revealed through His grace alone. The words He's singing are calling us home. To pure emptiness, full of love, unbroken silence, peace and space, true awareness, love and light. This is freedom, shining bright. This is revealed through His grace alone. His eyes are the mirror, showing us home. Disappear in His songs of love. And you will find you're already home.
I like that song. I like that song because it point. Now here, listen, no? Infinite like sky, and you cannot die. What you are cannot die. Is what I'm saying. Something is die. Whatever is dieable will die. What is imperishable cannot die. But you must find it out. Not merely only believe, You must come to know this thing. Not only believe. Belief is good. Faith is very powerful, good. But to come to know this, how will you come to know it? This is important, Otherwise, enough theory, we have studied so many things, we learn, oh yes, this, we talk. Sometimes people, we speak, I have this problem here. So many people have remedies for this, so many people have things for that. You see? But when I speak about this, no, you have to know it. You have to know it. Not only believe. Belief must become your experience. Like this it must become. When one who speaks from experience does not speak for much. Because the words that arise out of experience, they are enough. Also they are speaking, they know in the moment, somehow it comes like that, even without preparing, because the environment, life already has prepared the space for you, that the speaking and the listening will be one. That will be the yoga of communication. Not otherwise you're speaking only at, not with. And so this you have to know. When we point to this, then you will know, yes, it cannot have any beginning, it has no ending. You will know it. Not only believe it, but you know it in your heart. You know it. It's not merely some debate. It's not my opinion. It must be that you know it now. You are confirming it through inner experience. Vast as the sky. Yeah? Vaster than the sky. Because the sky is housed in it. Greater than space, because space also is perceived in it. Don't give it to your mind to try and figure out. It is sizeless. So, thank you. Ashwanam.